Good morning. Welcome to Crochet with Nonna Rosanna. I'm Rosanna. Today is WIP weekend number 130. It's Friday, October 18th, 2024. I hope you all had a wonderful week. I had another busy week. I always hope that I can do nothing, but things pop up, so there's nothing we can do about it. We had a fantastic Thanksgiving dinner. It was a little quiet because the kids weren't here. The adults were here, and we had a really nice time. And we had stepdad over, and my son was here, so it was really nice. And lots of leftovers. My husband's favorite is turkey sandwiches, so he was so happy to see that we only used half the turkey at dinner time, so that was good. And Monday, which was our actual Thanksgiving, we just relaxed. My husband and I went out for breakfast, and then we came home and did absolutely nothing. Hello, kitty cat. My little girl is here again. As soon as I start talking, she shows up. On Tuesday, I made my book cover inspiration mid-month video, and hopefully you have seen it. I like the way it's turning out, and I've been working on that for a little while. I work on it a little bit all month so I can get some of my other projects completed also. I know you're very talkative this morning. So it is another bright sunny day out, and I had to angle my computer a little bit different because the glare was coming in and it was just horrendous. But I'm not complaining. We are having fabulous weather this week and the week coming up, and my husband's actually got a group of 4 guys going golfing next Tuesday because I think it's going to be about 22 degrees. Can't remember what that is in Fahrenheit, but I'll put it up here for you. So he's going to be doing that. At first, he asked, "Do I want to come?" And I said no. He had won a group of 4 with carts, and it's at a really nice course. And I'm not a great golfer, so I said, "Go with your friends, enjoy it." So he's just looking at a hair here that's driving me crazy. He's a good golfer, and the guys have a good time. I said, go have a good time, take a break from work. So he's going to be doing that next Tuesday, but we're supposed to have warm weather all next week. So we'll be getting all our gardening completed, or I will completed before the end of the week. And I'm sure it's going to turn after that, but we're really enjoying the warmer weather. It's a hoodie, but it's a light t-shirt hoodie on. I'm just planning to stay in today. I need to vacuum because I haven't done that all week. And with my kitty cat, we got to vacuum up that fur. So, and then Wednesday, let's get back to my week. Wednesday, my dad and I went out for brunch. We always go out and have bacon and eggs, try and do it at least once a month. And even though we saw each other on Thanksgiving, it's nice. He's lost still, doesn't know what to do. So I like to try and spend some time with him. And we have a good time going out. We were actually discussing my mom a lot because it's her birthday coming up on the weekends. So not sure I'll be going to the gravesite, lighting a candle for her, and knowing that she's in a better place right now. Sorry, I still get choked up a bit. And Thursday, I cooked all day. I made ziti, and ziti is just a baked pasta, and it's the actual noodle is called ziti, but I don't use noodles. I use a big noodle. And I made 7 dinners. So I started with the sauce at 9:30 in the morning and didn't get finished till like almost 3 o'clock washing all the pots up. So, but this is what I made here. So the girls are going to get another for dinner, and my dad's going to get one because he really likes it. And Colin and I have a few more dinners in the freezer for us. So I try, when I do something like that, I try and make at least 2 dinners for Colin and I, and then some for the kids. And I know they really appreciate it. Both moms are working moms, so it helps out a lot. And today, I'm just going to be vacuuming, nothing exciting. And like I said, on the weekend coming up, we're going to be doing some gardening. We're also going to put some stain on the gazebo just to protect the wood. I'm not sure it's even a stain. It's clear. So it's just a sealant to protect the wood because we really enjoy our time out there. So we want to look after it. So that was my week. not too much. Well, actually, no. I started a whole bunch of projects. I know I shouldn't because I have so many on the go, but I like to keep myself being able to pick which project I want to work on. If I get bored with something, I switch over to something else. So I like to have a few WIPs on the go. So let's start with our WIPs this week. My first WIP is a paint by number. I started this, I think, on the weekend. And it's another one of the flower ones that will have a black background. And so I've just literally just started on this. And I like to switch colors because I get bored using one color for a while. So I switch around and I enjoy that. It's my early morning peaceful time. And then I've been working on my diamond painting. I'm loving the results, but like I said last week, not the process. So I have got quite a bit done. I'm still not done the bottom completely, but I got the whole front of his face done. So I just have to do the back side of him now. I thought I better get the front done because I'm worried I'm going to run out of glue because I've been putting a lot of glue on it. So hopefully I won't run out of glue. And if I do, it's the back, so it's not a big deal. So I love the way this is. I can't wait to be able to seal it all up and turn the lights on. So that's my diamond painting that I've been working on, and it's a cute little pumpkin. And I got this from Michael's. And I started a new cross stitch. And I've had this for a while. And I'll put the picture up here of what it's going to be. And this is huge. Like I just started right here. It's a stamped cross stitch again, and just got this dark navy done. And like when I say it's huge, it's huge. This will be put in my spare bathroom upstairs. We have a whole bathroom full of seahorses. So that's it there. Like I said, it's going to be huge. So I will probably not show this every week. I'll probably bring it out once a month or every couple months to let you know how far I've gotten. But I'm really looking forward to it. It looks so pretty. And so it's a stamped cross stitch. And it also has a chart, which is fabulous. And that way, you know, at the end when the colors, I'm not sure what color it is because it's worn off from my hands or sewing. It does have the chart that goes along with it. So easy to follow, and I enjoy it. I can't do too much at a time because it hurts my hand. I had carpal tunnel from when I was working at Ford on the line using the heavy tools and the vibrating. So my hand was really sore this morning because of cutting all the sausages up and cutting all the cheese up yesterday for the ziti. My hand was really sore and it was numb and tingly this morning. So I'm not going to do cross stitch for a couple days because it does add to the soreness and the carpal tunnel. So cross stitch, like it's just something I pick up every once in a while, and that one will probably take me years to do. So that's the cross stitch I've been working. I'm just looking at my notes here because I started so many things. And then I have my socks that I keep in this bag right here. And it didn't get unzipped at all. I did nothing on my knitted socks. So that's going to in the background right now. And what else have I done? I knitted some more hats up. I'm working on, this is the same yarn that I used for my daughter and my granddaughter's, showing up a little dark, my granddaughter and my daughter's sweaters. So I have this much left and it should be enough for 2 hats. But I know my granddaughter. I already had knit her a hat right here. But I was very disappointed. The only bit of pink is right there. So I'm cutting the yarn in this ball and trying to get as much pink as I can. And then this won't fit anybody else. So I'm going to rip it back and make a larger one so my daughter can have a hat too. And I know she won't mind if there's not enough pink in it. So I'm working on that, and then I'll just, and you know, the thing is, I, I didn't want to stop, and then I thought, oh, there's too much blue. I should have stopped, and then I ended up sewing in everything. So I'm just gonna snip it a little bit, and hopefully I can start frogging and not lose too much yarn. So this will be ripped out, and I am working on her hat right now. And these whip up so fast, I could probably make one of these in 2 evenings. I know real knitters could probably whip it up in a couple hours, but I'm a slow knitter, but enjoying it so much. So that's another whip I'm working on. And I'm working on my knit top, which is, just move this bag for a moment. It is here. I completed the front panel or the back panel. They're identical. So that's the front there. So I believe that's where I was last week. So I got all this completed, which is quite a bit of knitting for me. So that's the ribbed bottom. And it's going to fit lovely. Like it's a perfect fit. I didn't want it too baggy, but not too loose either. So I think it's probably going to have a couple inches of ease on both sides. I hope. We'll see. But I am using, if I can find the label here, Premier Anti-Pilling. And I thought, you know what, I should start off with yarns that aren't too expensive. You know, I'm just practicing, and then I'll move on to some actual wool products. So the anti-pilling, I thought, you know what, it's something I can wear summer, winter, fall, you know, with a sweater over top of it, or in the summer just as is. But I'm really enjoying it. And I did start, I just want to make sure I don't lose any of my stitches. And I did start the back panel. So, and it's just straight knitting back and forth, and then the eyelet row. So I'm really enjoying this, and I'm hoping to get this done before Christmas, because I may even wear it for Christmas Eve, because it's a nice burgundy color for Christmas time. So I am enjoying making this knit top for myself, and it is on my list of hopefully wants that I could make this year. So I'm happy that I could when I'm done, be able to check that off. That it was one of my inspirations for the winter time. I know I'm covering the chair that you hop up on. I'm so sorry. You go lie down. Be a good girl. And then the other item I'm working on, I am working on one crochet item, and it is the movie Marquee. I will put the poster up here. And it's in my diamond painting bag. And the yarns I'm using are, and it is a lapgan blanket that I'm making. I'm using the Red Heart in black. This is a Red Heart. Uh-oh, I just lost it. One moment. So that's a Red Heart. It's coming out really bright. It's a goldy color. And did I cut off the color? No. And this is called Gold. So yes, it is a goldy color. So I just cut a little bit of the label off and roll it up and put it inside. So I'm using the gold. There we go. And then I'm using a Loops and Thread Impeccable in the color Orange Crush. And this is, I'm just doing a regular granny square. So one round of the gold, two of the orange, one of the black, and then I just wanted to see how it was going to look, and then it'll be the continuous join around, so it's still attached to the black. So I think it's going to be a nice wheelchair lapgan, and I'll be working on this week. And I haven't gotten very far at all. I've gotten one square. The colors are just, the sun's going in and out and it's making it a little weird today. So I've got that and just three little beginning squares. So I'll be working on that this weekend. So that's the crochet that I'm working on. And I love making granny squares, and I try and find all different kind of granny squares, but I just love a simple granny square. So like I said, I'm holding it in. This is all diamond painting, and it's been coated. Just putting it in the chair next to me. So those were the items I was working on. So let's see. I have a few finished items. My first finished item is my paint by number. And that was the one I was working on last week that you saw. And it is just beautiful. Like I said, when the black is put in afterwards, everything just pops and it looks like the sun is shining through the windows. So I can't wait to get these framed and hung up in my craft room upstairs above the bed. It's a spare bedroom, but I call it my craft room. And all six of them, I think, are going to look fabulous up there. So that was the one I was working on for the last few weeks. And I just love the way they turn out. So that's my first finished item. My second finished item is another knit hat. I finished the knit hat I was working on for Levi. He's the 3-year-old. So I have Levi's hat here, and then Keegan's hat, and then Mummy's hat, Tawny's hat. So she's got the white at the bottom, and they're just a little bit bigger than each other. You can see the difference there. So what I did with Levi's hat to make it smaller, I started off with a 5mm needle to do the ribbing. And I started off on Keegan's with a 5mm, and then on Mom's I just used the 6mm. And so I went 5 to 6 on the middle size hat, and on the smaller hat I didn't change. I stayed with the 5mm instead of going up to a 6, and I think that'll fit them perfectly. I'm hoping. They have great stretch in them. So Colin says he has a big noggin, but he's still 3 years old. So those are the hats. So I finished one set of hats for one family in my family, and happy about that. And I can't believe how far this yarn is going. I am using the James Seabrett Marble, and it is a bulky 6. They call it a bulky, and it's 100% acrylic, machine washable. And there's 341 yards in each ball. And so I've already made 3 hats, and I still believe I have enough for maybe 2 more hats. They don't take much yarn at all. I think 78 yards or something like that. So that is great. So I have some more, and then I've got plenty more James Seabrett yarn, and I'm really enjoying it because I believe like the marling and the color changes are just beautiful. So I finished those hats, but I still have lots of hats to continue making. It's just piling up over here. And then my final finished item is my bird mal from Judys Creations. And I put the bird up, hopefully. And I finished the blanket. Oh, she's running around. And just a rectangle granny square. And I love the way it turned out. The colors look fabulous together. This is a little bit more greeny color than it's showing up right now. And the yarns I used for this are jade. Yeah, it's not quite turning out. The sun is messing everything up. But jade in the red heart. And then I'm using Mary Maxim Value yarn. And I got to tell you, I think this is going to be my go-to yarn. It is soft. It feels great. And it was fabulous price. So whenever Mary Maxim's yarn goes on, value yarn goes on sale, I will be purchasing many colors. So I used Mary Maxim in yellow. And then I think this is, let's see, the color. No, this is yellow. I can't remember what color this is. Oh, do I have it? No, I only have a red heart jade in there. I had a small amount of red heart jade to start with. I don't even know why I have this in there. But yeah, these are soft, soft yarns. I'm really enjoying working with them. So I think it's going to be my go-to yarn for wheelchair lap gans. So I was asked how much yarn I use. So I use approximately, to make this one is 30 inches wide by 38 inches long. Next time what I'll do is, I'm not sure how many stitches, I can't remember exactly, that I started off with. So I'm going to make it one longer, one extra stitch. That way it'll become like 40 inches instead of 38 inches. And I didn't want to put a border on it. I thought it looked just fine the way it is. But I used a total of 825 approximately yards. So I know people are asking. I always use, in my book here, I always put how many yards. So I'm looking at another one, and it's another rectangle blanket, and I used 850 yards on that one. It just depends on the weight of the wool and the thickness of the, not the wool, the yarn, the thickness of the yarn. And I'm just looking to see if I have any other blankets. And let's see. This one here used 1,000 yards. And this one here used 612 yards. So depending on your pattern, to make a 30 by 40 blanket, I would say I would give you 700, between 700 and 1,000 yards will make you a wheelchair lapgan. So, if you have half skeins and then you add in a couple half skeins and then add in another skein of yarn, it's enough to make a wheelchair lap. Yeah, it's depending on the stitch. I'm just looking at some of these here, like this one here is 890 yards. I can't use that one. This one, which was single stitch singles all the way up, I just moved up and then joined them as I went. This was 827 yards. So I would say if you have 900 yards of a yarn, it will make a perfect size lapgan for you, depending on the stitch. And I usually use more on the more intricate stitches, but on granny squares, it's always around 850 to 900 yards. I'm just looking. And then on my elbow squares, they were a looser square. It's only 675 yards. So, like, depending on what you make, it is different each time. So, if you have 3 skeins of yarn, then you'll have a little ball of yarn left over. So, I love making these. And talking about these, I'm not sure if I mentioned it last week. I got a phone call from one of the people from one of the seniors' homes that I donate to, and she called me and she asked if, would I crochet up some wheelchair lapkins because they're running out and they want to make sure that every resident has one that's in a wheelchair. And I said, I have some already. And she told me that she has a couple totes of yarn that have been sitting for years and years and years because they don't do crocheting and knitting anymore in their home. And if I wanted some of that to make some more blankets for them, that they would donate it to me, and then I donate the blankets back to them. So that's wonderful. I love that. And I will be seeing her next week, bringing her 20 blankets and getting some yarn. So I might have a free acquisition, a gifted acquisition. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I have one final finished item, and I am so happy and so proud of myself for finally completing it. I finished my cross-stitch calendar. So I went to Michael's to get a square frame. And I didn't want an expensive one, just, with the plastic covering, but they don't have them. And I wanted it to be square. And so I went to the dollar store and I just got some foam board, 2 pieces of foam board. And I glued and taped this down I glued the cross stitch on the back. And I got to tell you, I cannot open any of my phones or my computer or my iPad because I got crazy glue on my fingertips and I have no fingerprints right now. And even after my shower this morning, I can still feel that there's some crazy glue on it. So I crazy glued it and then taped it with moving tape on the back just to hold the in place, and then folded all the corners in, and then crazy glued it onto the second piece of foam board. So I am so pleased with this. And I got to tell you, so with the stamped cross stitch, what you do is you put it in warm water for an hour or so, and all the color from all the squares and the directions and everything comes off. But when I pulled it out, I had probably 60 little holes in that I could see white through. Like, I could see a white right here on the pumpkin. So I had to go back and fill in all the little holes. But I did that, and I'm so pleased the way it turned out. So I'm putting this in my front window along with my skeleton. So I'm very happy. And I'll just wrap it in a clear plastic bag and put it with my Halloween decorations every year. And it's fine. It worked out fine. I think it looks great. And I'm so happy that it's completed and ready to go in my window. So that was my final finished item for the week. And like I said, I'm so pleased with it. I love the way it turned out. I feel like I really accomplished something. So I started this, I'm going to say last September. And so it took me just over a year. I had it put away for a while. So, but I'm so happy it's done. And those were my finished items for the week. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful WIP weekend. Get your WIPs done. I will, between gardening and watching hockey, hopefully I will get some of my WIPs done and turn them into finished items. And I will see you next week. Bye for now.